I think my dad is extraordinary because he's...
I can step away so you can really give full
It's okay.
justice to it. Passenger front tire has a leak. 24, 25.
This one is wedged under the wheel.
Just kick it. Don't hurt yourself. I know what I can use.
Oh, I'll let you do that one. Whoa. Oh. Please be careful, the blade is out.
There we go.
My dad and I have talked for the past several years about camping in some national parks together. But there's always been an element of like, how would we do it, I guess? Because he's had a few back surgeries and can't really actually hike anymore.
The irony is here we're in Colorado. We're surrounded by the most beautiful scenery on God's earth all around us, and we can't get to it. And so it became the camper thing.
Which one's your rock?
That's my rock.
I thought it was further up for some reason.
Oh, thank God. I keep moving it closer to the house.
It feels like, you know, we're both getting older and this might be one of our last chances to take a trip like this. How are you feeling about the trip tomorrow?
I'm excited, a little nervous. It's probably more than I've talked about myself in my whole lifetime. Am I allowed to make loud surprise noises if Kristian falls off the edge right there?
Yes, you're
okay. Yeah. Just toss the camera towards me, though. These are Indian bath towels. Just squeeze them out, and they shrink, dry off in no time at all.
My dad grew up loving the outdoors. He would spend the school year in Bombay, but then summers would be spent in Kerala in South India.
For me, that was heaven. Literally, we'd go fishing, and I'd wade around in the paddy fields and get leeches all over me because that's where the water buffalo would graze.
He talks about how there wasn't running water or electricity, but it was kind of the happiest times of his life.
And I had promised myself that once I got a college degree, I'd go back and work there. But then America came in the way. Coming to the US was the equivalent of a living system or a plant or an animal or a mammal being transported to something that's completely alien to it, which it was. I mean, in every respect, landing in the US in 1982 was just about the biggest cultural shock. Can't forget tiramisu.
The last time we camped together was when I was in like 6th grade or something, and I really didn't like it. I was not really into the outdoors growing up. If I were given a choice of what to do for a week in the summer, it would be playing video games or hanging out with my friends. Now, there are very few things I would rather do than go on a hike with friends in a national park. I think this trip feels like a way of engaging with nostalgia or reenacting what could have been or maybe what should have been. We have rain for a couple of hours here. We can have a cup of chai, drive around after that.
Oh, yeah, because you can't do both.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I'm driving a truck and camper that's fully loaded, weighs 12,780 pounds with 2 passengers. But I made sure that I have a spork in titanium just to reduce the weight. I have a great idea. Why don't you drive around the park? I'll take a nap. Oh, you direct.
It's apparently we just take a left out of the campground. My dad and I didn't talk much about his immigration experience when I was growing up. When we did talk, it was kind of a flattened, rosy version where he came to the US, he met my mom, he found a group of great friends who were mostly white, but that didn't even occur to me at the time.
In those days, at least my philosophy was don't stand out. Try and blend in, don't call attention to yourself. So adapting at that time meant just kind of being as inconspicuous as possible.
When he talks about his immigrant experience, it feels inseparable from being outdoors in America. Wow, oh my God. Jesus.
That ridge line looks like there's a big forest fire behind it. I could use a fire. It's getting cold. So much for the rain stopping at 7. Oh, jeez.
It's picking up.
We're gonna get soaked.
Yeah.
Sit inside.
Yeah, I got it.
Go sit in the cabin.
I want to unpack this stuff up.
I'll do it. I'm warm. Go sit inside. Today was tiring. Now it's hitting.
Yeah. There's just a lot of like cold and
Yeah, in and out gets you. I remember the morning of graduation, Apupa waking up early and made tea for all of us. They were so ecstatically proud.
oh. I don't get the sense that the two of them were ones to express pride as much.
Apupa would always say, "You are my kites. You are flying so high." And years later, my mom told me that for almost a year after I left, he was commuting by train and he would be weeping in the train every day, that I'd gone.
I'm really excited to go back to Yellowstone with him. Last time I went, it was very different. We have all this like shaky camcorder footage and me just being a goof and not appreciating anything. I'm really eager to have a shared appreciation for it now. I don't remember it at all.
But you're also a lot shorter.
And I couldn't see.
So I think your vantage point was here, not here. That's fine. I never thought of life as being just making memories. In some sense, in those memories, especially as you get older and more maudlin in your thinking, in those memories lies a little slice of immortality. I remember when I was very young, she found some article showing the cross-section of this. And she'd always marvel, can you imagine this thing going off at exactly 37 minutes or whatever it was those days? And then when she came and saw it, it was...
I regret not being able to know them better.
Yeah. But that's the same regret that we talk about. If you'd been in India, we'd have been really close to them.
Yeah.
Spend time with them, but then it would have been an entirely different life.
Yeah.
I suddenly remembered that my parents had visited the US 4 times. I always thought it was twice. And I completely, there were those 2 other trips, and this is what we did, and we went to these places. I feel like I've suddenly gotten closer to my parents, even though my dad's been gone 10 years, 10 plus years now. Passenger front tire has a leak. I think it's around the valve, so.
How do you feel about relying on people in general?
Oh, I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Why?
Well, because it becomes this progressive metric of how your body is failing you, that you need another person to almost make a complete body. There we go.
The time between visits of seeing your parents increases, right, as you get older.
So I'd see them every 2 years or 4 years, and it's really like you're watching a movie and you skip framing.
And every time I see him, it's like, oh my gosh, he's gotten so much older.
My goodness, he's getting weaker and older, and now he doesn't get out of his chair and walk. And then that suddenly hits you too, and you start realizing, oh, yeah, I'm only 40, but I can see that coming my way.
I'm almost flinching, anticipating the fact that I'm going to watch him age and age.
Oh, look at that light. That's okay.
This is the walk down.
Huh? Yeah, it's okay. You guys go ahead. I'll walk sideways. No, it's okay. I'll walk sideways. Are you sure? Yeah. I'm stable now. Quite simple. And I'll fall. Hold on. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like watching my dad get older.
It happens.
Yeah, it's funny. Now, when I'm at home looking at these photo albums, I have a deeper appreciation for the moments that we've shared and the ones we're sharing now, and I guess also hopefully the ones we'll share in the future.
All this shit can go away. Everything you take for granted can go away anytime, and you have no control over it. And so all the things that you say, I'll do it someday, you got to go back and look at that list and say that all these assumptions I make about these things being around, the people being around, are those assumptions true? And then you suddenly rack and stack this thing. I better do this shit now while I still can do it with the people I want to do it with.